Hi, thanks for being here. I came across a video the other day I wanted to kind of talk to you guys about and see if what your thoughts on it. Please leave me a comment. I am curious. I don't know how much value this might bring you, but I know it did something to me, and I can't imagine I'm the only one. So I came across a video where a photographer stops people on the street and says, you look amazing. I'd like to take a picture of you. It doesn't cost you a thing. And then he posts the pictures that he takes. And I like those videos. Sometimes they're shorts, and I like those too. This particular video, and I'm going to link it below. If you get a chance, do watch it. It really is, maybe it'll bring out a mirror moment in you, but it was quite incredible. It was an older gentleman, and he said in the video, you would think that with the opportunities that have come across my path and with the education that I have, and even by the way I look, the whole reason you stopped me, he tells the photographer, you would think that I've done something incredible in my life, that I've done something amazing. He said, but I've done absolutely nothing. I haven't gotten married. I don't have any children. I haven't done anything by today's standards that would indicate at all that I deserve any special attention. And, that shook me to my core. It really did. I mean, there was a time I was a stay-at-home mom, and I remember feeling like that. Like the world was flying by and everybody was doing amazing things in their life, but I wasn't. I thought I wasn't. And I made a very big mistake. And I think a lot of us make that mistake. And we fall into this dangerous metric of equating visibility with value. And something that I had to remind myself is that there have been people that have shaped generations that have never trended a day in their life. And I think that's important to remember. Now, I came across a scripture that I want to read to you. And I'm not a preachy person, okay? I keep my spiritual life is just a part of who I am. So it comes out. And then when I'm pondering things and I talk to the Lord about it and say, Lord, even if it's not today, but when my heart is right, help me understand this better, because I'm not getting it, whatever it is. But he brought me to 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 16 through 18. And I'm just going to read it to you. I'm not a preacher. I am sharing something with you. It says, therefore, we do not lose heart. So we have our faith. We have our hope. Though outwardly we are wasting away, aging maybe, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. That's not what science tells us. Science says you're getting older, which means you get weaker, blah, blah, blah. Again, just one of those things you read and you're just like, the Bible's ways, God's ways are so different than the world we live in. Verse 17, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Now, I want to stop here for a minute because it's very interesting from what I know of the Lord. The Lord is the maker of good days. And when we read the Bible and we see good days, days is always plural. Good days is always plural. But then here, when it's a bad day, for our light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Doesn't seem like it's days. It's just not days. It's maybe a day. I just thought that was interesting. And then verse 18, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. So that blows me away. Did you go to the doctor today and get a diagnosis? He showed you the x-ray. He showed you the lump. He showed you the cancer. That's seen. According to the Bible, that's temporary. So we fix our eyes on what is unseen. For what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. And I found that interesting, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And something very important, I want to read it right from my journal. I was talking about the importance of moments, being mindful in those moments, because it's in those little moments when you slow down. There's so much power when you slow down. We never find Jesus running around doing all these miracles. He never ran anywhere. He would walk from place to place, but he never ran anywhere. And yet he accomplished more than any of us have ever accomplished in our life. And so I wrote in my journal, have I done something amazing yet? Maybe I should paraphrase my question. Am I living in alignment right now to my definition of a meaningful life? The only way I have found that I can do this is by being truly awake and mindful about the moments in my life. I don't want to make the mistake of equating visibility with value. And that for me was a huge moment. Meaning is not about achievement, but how you respond to your circumstances. And I don't know, I was thinking of Viktor Frankl. He survived concentration camps. He later wrote that book, Man's Search for Meaning, and his philosophy centered all around that. How meaning is not about achievement, but how we respond to our circumstances. So I wanted to share that with you. Our thoughts are very important, but the only way to get the most, and I did write about that as well. I thought I wrote about that and it was pretty incredible, but it was the only way we can get the most out of our successes as well as out of our failures is if we keep our eyes on what is invisible. If you keep your eyes on what is visible, you will become depressed because that will eventually disappear. Nobody's success is permanent. And if you talk to successful people or watch videos from successful people, they will tell you they can never keep living off of yesterday's success. They have to keep going. And that's the way life is. You have to keep going. You have to keep moving forward. Yes. But could I encourage you today to keep your mind on what is, keep your mind and keep your eyes on what is invisible, because that is truly where the treasure is. You know the truths in your heart, and you know who you are in your heart. And sometimes nobody out there sees anything, not yet, but they will. And when the time is right, things begin to happen. But because you're not putting all your weight on what you just created, and you're not letting your ego get involved, you're staying in a place of humility where you're saying to yourself, I'm a grateful person. I know that right now I have this pain. I know that right now I've received this diagnosis. I know that right now my kids aren't behaving the way they ought to be. And you feel, I have failed. I have failed as a parent. I have failed in my health. I have failed in my finances. Look at my wallet. I have nothing. I have nothing to show for it. Look at my bank account. I've worked so hard. I have nothing in there. Can I just tell you, do not keep your eye on that. In order for your blessings and in order for your pains and successes and failures and everything, in order for everything to work together for good, to the glory of God, and for those who are called according to his purpose, as it says in Romans, you have to keep your eyes on what is invisible, because the things that are visible are temporary. That's my message for today. I hope that this has blessed you. In the video, this gentleman, circling back around to how I started this video, the gentleman in that video kept saying things like, by now I should have done something. By now I should have done something. And that kind of thinking not only forms your future, it impacts the way you make decisions in that moment and the way you perceive things in that moment. Even if God wanted to hand him a blessing right now, this poor man would miss it. He would miss it because he's thinking about, he should have had it back then. I should have. By now, I should have done something with my life. So his success in his mind is back there. So even if another opportunity comes across his path now, he's going to miss it. And he's going to miss it because of where his mind is right now. It's on something that's visible to him in his past, all those past opportunities. It's visible to him that he missed it. So even if this opportunity comes to him now, he's going to miss it unless he carries in his heart that hope that I'm still alive, I could still do something great. And if he's carrying that in his heart, then hopefully by God's grace, when an opportunity comes across his path, and God never gives up on us, those opportunities are going to keep coming. Life tells us they don't, but they do. And if you have faith, if you have faith and keep your hope up, then you will see how often those opportunities do keep coming. And then you respond accordingly. You respond with faith. Don't do anything if you don't have the faith and the intention that you're going to do what you can to make it work because you believe it comes from God and you're going to do what you can. But don't do it if you're not going to do it with faith. Don't even bother because it's not going to work. It's not. So I've touched on a lot of things here, but you know, I hope that this has encouraged you to see things from a different light. If you believe, as I believe, that the things that are visible are temporary, then your hope and your faith will continue to grow every single day because you know who you are. You know the things you do that you feel have meaning. And I want to encourage you to slow down and let God show you things. This will be an opportunity for you that you'll never forget, and I think you'll grow from it. So take that with you today and do it today. Do it today. Don't wait. Just for one day, start to see things that way. If I could see it, it's temporary. New car, it's temporary. If I could see it, it's temporary. If I can't see it, it's eternal. And that's why people say that people don't always remember the things you do, but they'll always remember how you made them feel. That's something that they'll always remember. So hold on to that. Stay encouraged and encourage someone else too while you're at it today. We can never get enough of that. All right, that's it. Have a great day. Bye.